Hello everyone, and welcome to the Deep Blue Renegade podcast. My name is Molly, also known as the Deep Blue Renegade, and I'd like to welcome you guys to episode 438. Today is Saturday, April 8th, 2023, and I'm glad you could join me today. It might be a beautiful day soon. It's unclear as if I'm going to get out into it. Would it be? It's been. Would it be exciting? Maybe in a terrible way. Would it be? And maybe you can tell by the timbre of my voice, I am recovering from a cold. So, what would it be? Last weekend, like as I was doing my online knit night, I was realizing my voice was going fast. So what would it be? So there's been a lot of nose blowing this week. So what would it be? And then is the case where because of spring break, my father-in-law was in town to help out with the childcare. So what would it be? This room was not my own. So not too crazy. But what would it be? It looks like I might finally be making some headway on my shawl moth problem. So instead of just trying to figure it out all by myself, I found the Ravelry group and I posted my question. So I have received two responses so far. I posted last night. It would be because it does appear to be a reasonably active group. So there's that. So one person posted their yarn weight per chart, which can be pretty handy. And then another person has posted their stitch count per repeat and is sending me their spreadsheet. There are quantitative lace knitters out there, and I am not displeased. So, I'm just doing the quick look around. So what would it be? And so, based on whatever results come of that, we will find out what goes down. And I feel like the picture that I posted was actually fairly old, but so it's possible that I am going to get an answer on this guy, which then means I can start moving forward again, or at the very least, with someone else's spreadsheet, I can rectify what's happening with mine. It looks a very interesting look in its blobby lace tape, but so many beads. This has got some real good heft to it. So we might finally be making some forward progress on this, and that would be exciting in my world. And so, because of the hope of forward progress, I have not cast on anything new, but I'm in danger, friends. Danger. Because I probably will have to cast on something new. Because I'm nearly done with the socks now. So, these are the Simple Skip socks by Adrienne Coe. I'm knitting them out of my Into the World and Tinkerbell's Unmentionables that I made into a fractal cable yarn. And as I was demonstrating to my friend Ruth last night, what would it be? These are solid socks. Very solid. Like, what would it be? Maybe my balance isn't good enough on the podcast, but these are not drapey socks. So I'm knitting them like it's this is like a sport weight yarn, and I am knitting them with zeros, so not too crazy there. And then it just has like, or would it be? It's very, very complicated color because you have the 4 plies and all of the fractally goodness. So bring it really close. Okay. So there's just, it's a lot. So the skip pattern itself, I think, makes it like a little bit more chill. But they definitely have the hand spun look, the hand spun sock look to them. These socks are definitely fraternal twins. And I'm pretty close to the end. I guess we can measure. See, I already have my tape measure very close. It's like, are we to 7 inches yet? Not quite, but pretty close. So I am like a 1/4 inch away from 7 inches. So I'm probably at least one skip away from starting the toe. And we probably will need to start the toe soon because I'm definitely running low on yarn. When I started the sock, I did weigh the finished sock, and I weighed my ball of yarn, and we're at parity right now. It's possible. Like, I don't know, this doesn't look like I'm gonna run out of yarn before the toe, but it'll be fine. So I'm not too concerned about it. So the hope is to have some really nice hard wearing socks. They do have like a good elasticity to them, and then it is definitely a pretty, or would it be? It's a pretty beefy yarn knit at a dense gauge. So hopefully that works out. As you do. So what would it be? So it was the case where that's coming along. It's going to be done pretty soon. What would it be? A lot of this is probably contingent on how much knitting time I have, which, whatever. Such is life. I'm hoping to have like a little bit more knitting time this week, so because of what would it be? Work craziness, I haven't been able to go to knit night in a couple of weeks, which is sad, on top of the fact that I was sick, so I might have been able to have gone like this week, but I ended up staying home from work on that Tuesday or Monday or whatever, something. That Tuesday, yeah. So, whatever. It was fine. So, I was also thinking I needed to also do Friday, but Friday was fine, so I think I'm on the upswing now, which is good. What would it be? And in terms of things to cast on, there are a couple of options, but it may be the case where I actually cover that towards the end. So in very exciting news, I have finally finished the fiber speed dating sample that I started, samplers, that I started in July. So I took a class with Jill Duarte, and one of the things about the class was that you got 12 half-ounce samples of fiber, and I spun all 12 during the course of the class, and I just all put them one after another on the bobbin, and I didn't finish it in the class. So my conclusion was that I needed to go back around and basically spin them back in reverse order. So I've been slowly but surely finishing them. But I have not spent nearly as much time spinning recently, which does make progress on spinning projects quite slow. So here is the 6 ounces that took me more than I expected. And I have my secret decoder ring. So this is actually on like a sticker card, but here are the 12 things that I ended up spinning, and that's helpful for the card because the colorway name makes sense in the context of the colors, so that makes it a little bit easier. So this is the one that I just finished, and so this one is 3 of the fibers plied together to make a marled yarn. And I had like a little bit more gray than the rest of it. So what's going on here is that the brown ply is the breakwater colorway, which is 37.5% Blueface Leicester, 37.5% Shetland, and 25% Manx Lotten. The gray ply is a what would it be? The white ply is 65.5% Polworth, 25% Tussa, and 12.5% flax. And the gray ply is Southdown Dorset Bio-Nylon, which is 50% Southdown, 25% Dorset Horn, and 25% Bio-Nylon. And so that's, what would it be? That is the gray ply, so it is like a potential sock blend, basically. So there's definitely, or would it be? There's it's very bouncy, it's very squishy. Would it be? There's like a tackiness to it, or would it be? It's sort of the case where there's something, or would it be? It's sort of like, you know, like the soft side of Velcro. It sort of reminds me a little bit of that. Like, it feels like you can stick something to this. So, should be fun. What would it be? This will probably end up in the pile of, like, like, what can I do with the sample? But I figured a 1.5 ounce sample was going to be more useful to me than several half-ounce ones, but who knows. And then this one is the one that I had already done, which is the mixture of South American tweed, gray, the Targhee bamboo silk, and the gray merino silk. So it's just like a little bit lightly colored with the fun pops of tweed. So that turned out very nice. So this one's definitely more on the luxury end of things. And then let's see, next one on the list is we have the raspberry chocolate, which I finished a long time ago. And so this is 50% merino, 25% Shetland, and 25% baby alpaca. And then we have this one, which is the Poseidon, which is 50% merino, 25% Shetland, 12.5% Tussa, and 12.5% sari. And you can see all the fun sari pops in there. And then what we have here is, this one is a mixture of the super fine merino silk, and the baby camel merino. So the superfine merino is 70% 18.5 micron merino, 30% mulberry, and then the baby camel merino is 50-50, 18.5 micron merino and 50% baby camel. And so you can see the halo. The bright color is actually the merino, the more sandy color is the merino camel. And so this one, I've had it caked up for a while, so it's possible that that will end up getting cast on soon. This one is the leftover of the Targhee bamboo silk, so still very nice. And then we have this one, which is Hummingbird, which has sort of this chartreusey green and then sort of like a gray leaning blue. And so this is 75% merino, 25% mulberry. And then this last one is Chocolate Crisps, which is 37.5% merino, 37.5% Corriedale, 12.5% tussa, and 12.5% flax. So this one, maybe had I known that I was going to end up plying things together, it may have been the case where maybe this one would have been worth plying with some of the other ones, but would it be really nice spraying? Would it be? I think there's just something, or would it be like one of the big takeaways from the class was would it be like there's more to life than merino. You can have, or would it be, and then it'd be the case of like by their powers combined, you can make some pretty fun stuff. So, but I'd have to laugh at myself because this took for freaking ever to do. For freaking ever. So, I have all of, or would it be? So, but it is fun that it's all done. Would it be? Maybe it's the case where, like, could it have been fun to have applied these together in a different way? Maybe. But this is what I ended up doing, so this is where we're at. So we have 3 bigger samples and then 4.5 minis. So, should be good. And at the very least, this ends up in the stash of the smaller stuff, and I will generally find a way to use stuff. But I have this guy out because I had pulled it aside a while ago to do a pretty thing, and so this has sort of been kicking around in my bag for a while because I have my Kiviot camel yarn, which has been here for quite some time. And then I have this guy. So, so we shall see what comes of this, but since this has been caked up for quite some time, maybe it finally is time to get started on the project. And then I still have my fully spun in the bag, along with some earplugs. Whatever. Such is life. So that is a possibility for something to start. And then the other thing is, or would it be, so I can either cast on my Poet when I finish my socks, or I can cast on the cowl. Maybe I end up doing something completely different. As you do. But that was at least roughly what I was thinking of. So it's been kicking around in wound ball for quite some time. And it may be the case where I feel like doing some more brioche. Like wearing my fabulous brioche sweater. So this one is what is this one? Water Bearer by Jack Lindsay's Lack. It was like, I want to say Breakwater, and it was like, that's not right. So, feeling cute. So the other thing on my mind, which I think I've already sort of decided. So after spending months working on 12 half-ounce samplers from Jill, I'm about to do it again. So I got the Hip Strings Advent Calendar and I have not touched it, and we're laughing now that it's April. But I've sort of grouped them into, I've grouped them into, how would you say? I've grouped them into three groups. And so this one is the neutrals and yellow group. And then I have a teals and blues group. And then finally, I have the blue on blue, mega blue group. So what I'm thinking about is, or what's percolating in my head is, do I want to do a 6-ounce 3-ply yarn where I basically mix up my 3 groups into like given plies? Alternatively, another way that I could approach the project is, another way that I could approach the project is to make 3 mini skeins. So that would be, 3 2-ounce skeins with those colors in it. Or I could even like put together like some sort of gradient with what was going on. Who knows? So I'm gonna have to decide soon, because it would be nice to have a project on the wheel again. How exactly I want to approach the project. I'm also, there's also like other things floating through my mind as well too. That just sort of, I guess that depends on what exactly I want to do. But now, be like man, I could take them, I could throw them on the drum carder, I could make gradient bats. Could be fun. So, though the fiber prep is all very delightful, so it isn't like you're throwing it on, it isn't like I'm throwing it on the drum carder because I want, I wouldn't be throwing it on the drum carder because I want, it to be like easier to spin or more manageable. Like, I would assume Jill's use of the drum carder is more adept than mine. But I'm just sort of treating it as like creative fun with color. Another thing that I was thinking about was taking them, splitting them, throwing them in a bag, and then spinning it randomly. So there are definitely a lot of options, and I haven't entirely settled on something. All I know is that I do want to keep the groups like that. But what would it be? I knew when I saw the inspiration photo that I was definitely going to like this color palette, which is true. What would it be? The only thing would it be? And I definitely like how my last one turned out quite a bit, where it was maybe a little bit more of a surprise how things came together. But I'm thinking I don't want it to be quite as color blocked as that one was. So I'm thinking about how I can change that up. And now I am definitely feeling inspired on remixing them into bats. And that's actually something that she has been doing herself, is taking discontinued or whatever discontinued fiber blends and throwing them on the drum carder and then selling them as the bat of the month. So what would it be? So that's not totally unprecedented. And I don't, or would it be? It is sort of the case where some of these color combos ended up maybe being more like with like, so yeah, I don't know, it'll be interesting. But like I don't know, like I look at this and I can definitely see how this could make a very, very cool gradient bat. And that just sounds like a whole lot of fun. I don't know. And this is obviously my favorite combination, where we're going from like midnighty to navy to sapphire to sort of a very light blue. Unfortunately, it's hard to capture how pretty this guy is, but it's very pretty. So, and then I'm thinking core. Could I core spin it? Ooh. So, and it could be really nice. It could be really nice. That does seem very exciting. So that might be what I end up doing, because 2 ounces is very, or to be 2 ounces would be very reasonable on the drum carder. I could even just pull it off as sliver. Would be the other, or would it be like another way that you can do to sort of mix it up, is you make the bat with the layers of colors going across the width of it, and then you diz it diagonally, and so that's another way of mixing it up. Making it, or it would be not making it so that it's a straight, or would it be? I think that's what I'm trying to avoid, is going like straight through. Or would it be like I want there to be some mixing between the colors, because I think they're harmonious with each other. I'm just, yeah. Could be fun. For sure. or would it be, what I'm also pondering is I would probably want it to be a 2-ply yarn, so then that would be the case where I'd probably be doing 1-ounce bats instead, but that's fine. Could be fun. And then there would be a little bit more color mixing. That wouldn't quite be the same. Okay. I think that would end up making it sort of more manageable chunks. Having them be 6 1-ounce bats. Not too crazy. It's gonna be fun. Yeah, so I figure, or would it be like that can be like a little bit of a quick fun project, because I'll definitely be making thicker yarn if I'm core spinning it. And a little bit of color play, little bit of a fun spinning technique I haven't done in a while. And those would actually look pretty darn good with, these colors would actually look pretty darn good with the core spun yarn I already have, so maybe we can see if that can be all combined as a project. And then I can go back to my sweater spin, which has been sitting for quite some time, waiting patiently for me. So, like, I finished the first bobbin of 5. I definitely took my fiber and I split it in half and then mixed it all up so that I would have maybe slightly different color runs. I haven't decided my approach on the rest. But would it be? But I think those are pretty good plans. Should be good fun. And then I probably need to hurry up and make the bats right away before only because there will be house guests again at the end of April, so just making all that work. So should be fun. So not too crazy, not too crazy on the knitting front. Just would it be pondering how all the things come together. Let's see. I think that is everything that I would like to share. So we'll just have to see which way I end up breaking on the cast on, but I think I've seen too much brioche in my Instagram feed, and I would want to knit more brioche again. And actually, or would it be, as you do interesting plans float across, so there might be an interesting thing. So we'll see how it all comes together. It may be the case where I start swatching with that yarn and then realize, oh, like would it be, because the weights of them are pretty different, so it's possible that my merino and merino camel blend may just totally overwhelm the Kiviot, and that is not my intent. So what it be, we'll get it figured. It is quite possible the end game is that they need to be separate, but I do feel like brioche, so. whatever, we'll get it worked out. So, with that, I hope you guys have a lovely week, and I look forward to talking to you guys soon. So, take care, guys. Bye-bye.